It's the first day of the second month of the year. Now is a good time to look at the plans you made at the beginning of 2017 and see what's working or what's not. Did you save the amount of money you wanted to? Or exercise as much as you planned? Did you eat as healthy as you said you would? If you stuck to your plans, hats off to you. If you did not, now is a good time as any to start afresh. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkins and thank you for joining us for another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. In today's show, we'll tell you how the Ministry of Justice is training citizens to help keep the peace in their communities. Plus, highlights from the JIS Heritage Competition Awards ceremony, and later, we'll show you how the NSWMA is protecting the environment by keeping plastic bottles out of landfills. Stay tuned.
Somebody out there want you. Them not just want you, them need you. Yes, you are someone's type. So sign up today for the JIS Blood Drive and save a life. February 7, 58A Halfway Tree Road, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Just call 926-3590-4 and sign up. Or email your name and contact details to radio@jis.gov.jm. JIS Blood Drive, February 7. You are someone's type.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, February 1. The House of Representatives has passed the Integrity Commission Act 2016, paving the way for the establishment of a single anti-corruption body. As a commission of parliament, the Anti-Corruption Commission will be charged with preventing, detecting, investigating and prosecuting acts of corruption on the island.
From my estimation, Jamaica, our nation, will win from this new legislation. This is an important shift in the anti-corruption ecosystem of Jamaica to give prosecutorial powers to the anti-corruption agency. That means, though, Mr. Speaker, that it doesn't have to be all talk and media and just trying to embarrass people into action. Now there is real power to take real action when there is real evidence of corruption.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness was making his contribution to the debate in Parliament Tuesday. The new Integrity Commission will incorporate the functions and powers of the Commission for the Prevention of Corruption, the Integrity Commission, and the Office of the Contractor General. Mr. Holness says passing the bill is critical to improving Jamaica's standing on Transparency International's Corruption Perception Index, where Jamaica now ranks 83 out of 176 countries.
I want to assure the country that we are not satisfied with that. I'm certain the opposition is not satisfied with that. It's not a good look for Jamaica. And we will be doing everything in our powers to ensure that when the next report is released, we have an improved standing.
Jamaica is looking to save $1 million on the importation of Irish potato microtubers by producing its own locally. Production is being facilitated by a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) signed recently for the in vitro propagation of Irish potato seeds program. Partners include the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, the Scientific Research Council (SRC), the Jamaica Social Investment Fund (JSIF), and Northern Caribbean University (NCU). The MOU will provide equipment to develop tubers with better resistance to pests and diseases, improve seed quality, support independence and control of seed availability, and increase yield per hectare. Under the project, laboratories at Bodles, SRC and NCU have been equipped to produce 800,000 Irish potato tissue culture plantlets with microtubers within a year. It is expected that the labs will have the capacity to generate 4.8 million microtubers from the plantlets produced. Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda says the sector aims to achieve self-sufficiency and increase production by 200 hectares for the 2016-2017 crop year.
That is why I welcome this initiative, because I think this will set us on the right path to achieve 100%. And what I want is to ensure that we get there as quickly as possible.
The project is being implemented by JSIF under the Rural Economic Development Initiative READY program, with funding of over $18 million from the World Bank. Education Minister Ruel Reid is encouraging the Denhamtown High School community to live peaceful and productive lives even as they mourn the death of one of their students. 13-year-old 8th grade student Roshane Smith was found dead in downtown Kingston last week. During a visit to the school Monday, Minister Reid expressed condolences to the family and school. He also urged the students to make the most of their time spent in school.
Stay in school, be disciplined, be peaceful, take care of each other. In spite of the tragedy that we mourn, let it be for us an inspiration that we must not perpetuate violence. What we want is a peaceful society.
Still on education, government is strengthening the operations of Nutrition Products Limited, NPL, as it seeks to provide more meals for vulnerable students.
The government actually has committed to providing a meal, certainly lunch, for each PATH student for 5 days per week, and we also will have to target those who are vulnerable. So that is part of my tour today, to look at exactly their capacity, what they're capable of doing, and so we can have a clear strategy how we're going to deliver on that particular commitment.
Education Minister Ruel Reid was speaking Tuesday during a tour of NPL's Marcus Garvey Drive factory. NPL now provides meals for nearly 300,000 children in 800 schools across the island. In the 2016-2017 financial year, the budget for students' nutrition increased by $2.4 billion, taking it to $5.2 billion. And finally, the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, will this month begin its Household Expenditure Survey, HES. According to Statin, data collected will help to identify goods and services purchased by private households and determine general patterns of expenditure throughout the economy. The survey will form the basis of the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which is critical to the development of government policy to enable economic growth. Director General of Statin, Carol Coy, says the survey will also enable the implementation of monetary policy as well as facilitate studies on poverty and income distribution.
It's important in the weighting pattern using the compilation of the CPI, and this has to adequately reflect the spending habits of the Jamaican population. It's critical that the goods we collect reflect the spending patterns of Jamaicans.
Ms. Coy was addressing the press launch for the Household Expenditure Survey on Tuesday. The survey will target approximately 12,500 households over the next 12 months. Persons are being urged to participate and facilitate the process by saving receipts. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Motorists, know your rights as road users. If you're stopped by the police in a road check, the police have the right to ask for your driver's license and vehicle documents. If you don't have the documents on you, you can ask for 5 days to provide them at a convenient police station. If you don't have vehicle insurance, you can be prosecuted and face the court. If you fail to renew the registration license, the police are entitled to seize your vehicle. If the police wish to search your vehicle, they should tell you the reasonable grounds for wanting the search. If you are given a ticket, sign it only if you plan to pay the fine and not contest the charge in court. And please be reminded, children under 18 years must wear a seatbelt, even if they are seated in the back. Know your rights. Knowledge of the traffic road code makes it easier to work with the police as they do their job to make the road safer for you and everyone else.
The Ministry of Justice has found an innovative way to empower community members to promote peace. Learn more about this initiative in our next feature.
This is community justice. Residents who are standing up for peace and just actions, reclaiming Jamaica land we love.
The decent, law-abiding citizens of our country must now be more proactive and seek ways and means to overcome those who want to destroy Jamaica. Goodness must triumph over evil.
It's not a one-citizen thing, and it's not just a town thing. The Ministry of Justice is rallying the masses from country to town,
creating a national movement of decent and upright people to take back Jamaica and to return discipline and respect for the rule of law in this country.
Using a series of public sensitization sessions, the ministry is seeking to bring together peace monitors or justice leaders. Pastors, doctors, custodians, lawyers, teachers, and other positive community members are being trained in justice programs such as child abuse, domestic violence, human trafficking, mediation, restorative justice, and legal aid. Professionals within the justice system are on hand at the sessions, equipped to answer questions.
Victims who have been sexually abused, and I speak to the evidence. A young miss, she is impregnated by an adult, and the man leaves the area. This is in relation to soca. The man leaves the area when it's hot, and a year after, he's back in the area. What's the follow-up?
As it relates to teenage pregnancy or persons who got pregnant below the age of 16, we don't just investigate and leave things hanging. We follow up. So if the person left the community, we're still after him. We try to find out where he is. If he comes back to the community, we go, we get him, we put him before the court.
Armed now with the knowledge of truth and justice, the community members will now help other citizens access justice services, resolve conflicts, and be productive members of society.
We're sending a signal to the Jamaican people, and in particular, all law-abiding and decent citizens of this country, to join us in the work that we are doing to safeguard the future of our country as we move towards a just, safe, and secure Jamaica.
I think the sensitization sessions, it's a great initiative of the Ministry of Justice. I think it teaches us now as citizens to have a greater responsibility, and it has opened our awareness. There are several activities that you can access through several services through the Justice Ministry. So it's not only limited to human trafficking. We have learned today of victim services. We have learned about legal aid services in addition to restorative justice. And key as well is that we have to access those who do not have access. So we now have to go into those remote locations. So it's not only to those internet users or social media, in other words, but it is just a great responsibility. I love the initiative, and it just makes you feel good to be a part of this great effort.
The project is being carried out through the Justice Undertakings for Social Transformation program. Already more than 200 persons have been trained. By year end, over 2,000 persons will be on the program. Peace, civility, good order, and improved behavior in communities will be the fruits of this program.
This helps the problem from reaching to the court, where it takes a lot of time and a lot of pile-up that is being done today.
I think it's very good. It's commendable on the part of the ministry to have done this. Based organizations would be the best avenue to reach the population and to have people committing in their own space, in their own community, persons who are familiar with the situation and the culture and are willing to serve.
Justice, truth be ours forever cannot be achieved without community members.
Informing, educating, entertaining. That's what we do. Keep watching Jamaica Magazine.
When criminals disagree, they seek revenge. Murder, arson, rape, whatever causes terrible suffering. It doesn't matter who gets hurt. Women, children, and the elderly, they are the main targets. Don't support the criminals. Don't cover up for them. Don't take their money. Take a stand now for the right of our women and children to be free from fear and abuse. Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
The JIS has been giving the nation's youth a platform to express themselves on Jamaica's culture through our annual heritage competition. The winners of the latest edition were announced in December at the JIS Heritage Competition Awards ceremony. Here are the highlights.
Jamaicans love to say, "We little but we talawa." This saying aptly describes 9-year-old Makoto Lily from Mount St. Joseph Prep, this year's winner of the JIS Heritage Essay Competition. From a field of over 100 primary students, Makoto rose to the top. For the 2016 staging of the competition, students were asked to write an essay on the theme, "Who is your favorite Jamaican sportsman or sportswoman and why?" Makoto describes Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the Pocket Rocket, as the Jamaican athlete who inspires him the most.
Pocket Rocket allows neither her 5 feet height nor the violence of her birthplace determine how she lives. Instead, she dreams excellence and builds good, healthy habits such as training hard.
For his hard work, he won a $2,500 gift certificate from Jamaica National, $15,000 in cash from the Insurance Employees Cooperative Credit Union, a printer and accessories from Royal Computers, a weekend for 4 from FDR Resorts, and the JIS Trophy. He was presented with these prizes at the JIS Heritage Awards ceremony held at the Mona Visitors Lodge in December.
I'm overwhelmed because this is my first time and I have won.
Nikolai Newman from St. Peter and Paul Prep placed second in the essay competition. And third place went to Gianni Willie from George Headley Primary.
We're proud to host the 6th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition as part of the agency's thrust to educate our children about our national heritage.
The competition has surpassed this initial thrust and is now also an avenue for personal development for the students who enter.
This JIS initiative is to be applauded as it allows for a different kind of creativity, expanding the thinking and expression of youth in writing, designing, and photography.
I entered the competition because I love to write and I wanted to enter the competition to see how good I was in English.
Helped a lot in terms of their self-confidence. Last year, the top student was from our school, George Headley. As a matter of fact, 3 of our students were awardees.
High school students were asked to design a poster depicting Jamaica's rich sporting heritage. Patrick Howell from Arden Prep and Extension High School ran away with first prize. He won movie tickets from Palace Amusement, a $2,500 gift certificate from Jamaica National Building Society, $15,000 in cash from the JIS, a graphics course from the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, a day pass for 4 from Sandals Resorts, and the JIS Trophy. Kevin Wade, art teacher at Arden Prep and Extension High, says he encourages his students to enter every year and he uses the competition as a motivational tool.
It has helped them in many ways because the past 2 years I have had the best graphic design winner in grade 7 to 9 category, and I see where they have gone on to better things.
Kuruma Reed from Jose Marti Technical High School was awarded second place for his piece, and Shemar Domville from St. Jago High School placed third. In 2016, the competition moved into new territory, engaging tertiary students in a photo competition. The theme, "I am a sports champion." Lamar Salmon from the Michael University College was the winner. He won $20,000 in cash from the Insurance Employees Cooperative Credit Union, a graphics course from Carimac, a day or evening pass for 2 to Rio Ochirios, and the JIS Trophy.
I went to a netball match between the Michael University College and Exed, and I take a photo that day and I said, yes, this is going to win the competition.
Terrence Thompson from UTech was second. The JIS Heritage Competition, encouraging youth expression through essay, poster, and a photo.
So where you say, talk to me, right? It takes so long, man. People have places
this for going, you know. Get them on the urban table number.
Happy and nice. You know how much people me have to deal with before I reach here, sir? You're lucky.
Put 3 bills for number 5.
Wait. We can place my bet with you? Yeah, man. You see when you win with we, you get a little extra. So what you say?
Police, nobody move. Illegal gambling is a criminal offense. If convicted, you could face a fine of up to $1 million or up to 18 months in prison. When gambling, choose licensed and registered gaming establishments. Stop illegal gambling now. Call Crime Stop at 311 to report illegal gambling. You don't have to give your name. A message from the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission.
An environmentally friendly way of managing solid waste is through recycling. The NSWMA is encouraging you to consider this option when disposing of your garbage. Listen up.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, has been partnering with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, since 2004. Over this 12-year period, 30 employees from the NSWMA have been to Japan, where they received training in areas that included composting, managing recycling facilities, landfill management techniques, sustainable solid waste for CARICOM countries, sustainable waste management for Caribbean islands, solid waste management A, which consists of basic introductory courses, and Solid Waste Management B, which consists of advanced courses. Beneficiaries on return submit a report and a proposal on the subject matter for funding by JICA under their follow-up cooperation facility. One such project is the Solid Waste Reduction through Waste Separation, Waste Diversion and Recycling Pilot Project.
The Solid Waste Reduction through Waste Separation, Waste Diversion and Recycling Pilot Project supports one of the main mandates of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, that is to implement programs that will effect behavioral change. So we welcome this initiative. For the next 6 months, the pilot project will be in 3 communities, namely Caribbean Estates and Caymanas Country Club Estates in St. Catherine and Rollington Town in Kingston. The project is estimated to be about $7 million, of which $6.7 million is being funded by the government of Japan through the Jamaica International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and as such we are very grateful for this. In the coming months, we will be meeting with residents, hosting community meetings, attending the Citizens Association meetings, and basically encouraging persons to separate their plastic containers, their cardboards and cans from their regular household waste. So we will be asking residents to take out these items, and a separate truck will come and do the collection, and we will give these items to a third-party companies. The learnings from this pilot project will assist the authority to develop policies and plans to guide and to help us to better manage solid waste and to get residents to buy into the concept of separating their plastic containers, their cans, and also cardboards from their regular household waste. So at the end of the project, we will be in a much better position to determine behavior and attitude towards separation at source, how to really convince and to influence persons, residents, to separate these items from their regular household items.
On behalf of JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, I am pleased that NSWMA holds this pilot project of waste reduction through waste separation, waste diversion, and recycling. This project is planned by a senior planning officer of NSWMA who had participated in JICA training in Japan titled Sustainable Solid Waste Management for CARICOM countries. After he returned from Japan, he planned it based on what he'd learned in Japan. I am happy that JICA can assist this project and the JICA follow-up cooperation program. Although the amount is not bigger than 6.5 million Jamaican dollars. JICA has been offering several training programs to NSWMA since 1980s. So far, about 30 NSWMA staff had participated in these JICA training programs.
This is a good government initiative based on a sponsorship from the Japanese government. It has allowed us to be one of the pilot projects, and we, the citizens and the residents of Caymanas, are grateful for this project because it allows us to sort our garbage, especially with the PET bottles. These are a continuous growing source of concern for our garbage collection with regards to blocking our drains and causing havoc on sea life. NSWMA Solid Waste Management has given us the bags so that it will encourage residents to carry out their bottles and put them in a central area that will be collected once a week. We will be sensitizing the residents based on the fact that it will encourage us to reduce our solid waste disposal.
We are taking up the plastic bottles, which we call the PET bottles, for recycling. So what we do, we separate them from the regular garbage in order to have the community be in a better environment. We have collections at the primary school, the Rallington Town Primary School, at 17 Montague Street, at the fire station, and Harcourt Road for now, but we are enlightening the rest of the community people about this project. It will help the community in a vibrant way because less garbage, less bottles being around, seeing that we have the Zika virus around, this will also help to decrease the mosquito-borne disease being harbored around.
I think it is a phenomenal first step in the right direction that Jamaica needs to go, engaging the community. Recycling Partners, as you know, fully endorses the program. And as we mentioned, we will continue once your test period is done. We are committed to continue cleaning up those neighborhoods and collecting the bottles. And we'll also use it as a test pilot for other communities that we are hoping to bring on board.
Waste separation is the way forward, and the NSWMA, through our partners, is working to make this a way of life for all.
As much as we would like everyone to be like us, our country is filled with diversity. Variety is indeed the spice of life. There are differences in people, cultures, lifestyles, religions, and political preferences. It is therefore important that we are tolerant of people's differences. Tolerance does not mean agreement. It is more like accepting that someone is entitled to their preference even though they may differ from yours. I'm sure you have seen where someone felt as if his or her opinion was being attacked. And what did this person do? Well, they may have fought back. Intolerance can too easily lead to fighting, violence, and the destruction of peace in the society. Tolerance means that people can live together peacefully. And this is important if we want Jamaica to be the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. We've come to the end of our show. You may watch this and other editions of Jamaica Magazine on our YouTube channel. You can also download the JIS app at the Google Play Store. Keep up with us on social media. Visit our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. I'm Adrian Atkinson. On behalf of the entire production team, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.